Ready? Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you. Welcome, everybody. I am going to turn the meeting over to our superintendent to get started.
Thank you, Mrs. Pace, and I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful middle school staff and students who are here to do our student showcase tonight.
Hi, good evening. I'm Chris Frankovilius, principal at Long Beach Middle School, presenting today on our middle years program. With me is Ms. Behan, one of our teachers and our IB coordinator for our middle years program. She's been highly instrumental in working this year towards our MYP evaluation that we have coming in March. And so I really have to just say thank you right now for all of your hard work this school year. And also with us is Ms. Donovan, who is one of our sixth grade teachers. And so a big part of our project today is presentation today is on service learning and projects at the middle school. And so Ms. Donovan has done a significant amount of work to get up and running our sixth grade service project that we'll highlight and showcase to you tonight. And then last, we have 3 of our 8th grade students who are going to present later on their 8th grade community project. We have Kieran, Levi, and Matthew, so thank you boys for being here tonight. So all of our work for MYP is tied to our learner profile. And so IB has several traits which we dedicate 1 to every month that we want our students to exemplify. And so we've done a lot of work in the last 2 or 3 years in celebrating students and recognizing the high quality traits and characteristics that they showcase each month. So every month we have roughly 65, 70 students that get recognized by a staff member in the building. They receive credits towards our school store, and we take a picture of them, we post them on social media. All of this is tied to our learner profile as a building as well. But again, the main characteristics are students reflective. Are they knowledgeable? Are they open-minded? Are they risk-taking? And a lot of this work you'll see tonight through our service learning and our projects as well. A big part of our instructional focus at the middle school level is making learning visible and thinking about ourselves in the classroom and our instruction and our pedagogy. How are we creating opportunities in our classrooms and through our lesson plannings for students to make their learning visible? For students to communicate with one another, to reflect with one another, and for learning to just not be a process from teacher to student, but also from student to student within the classroom. So as part of our IB work, this aligns through service learning and thinking about what opportunities do we have for our students to make their service projects and service learning visible within our building. And so what you'll see through the IB world in our presentation tonight, our students participate in direct service, indirect service, advocacy, and research as well. And we want to provide more opportunities for students to participate in service learning at the middle school level. So one of the things that we changed at the middle school 2 years ago is we started a gradual release of service projects, and it's a continuum of work from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Typically, our students have participated in an 8th grade community project where students work individually or in groups on their own project and giving back to the school or giving back to the community. Some of the things that we're going to highlight tonight really starts from this gradual release, starting in the 6th grade. So in the 6th grade, Ms. Donovan will talk today about our 6th graders participating in a full grade service project, where every student participates on one project where they give back to the community. Student voice is a big part of that project, and we're happy to share what some of the results were from last year as well as this year. That work continues in 7th grade, where students work in teams. So Team 7-1 has a service project, Team 7-2 has a service project, Team 7-3 has a service project, and they all fall within the same theme, which is military and our veterans. And so the goal for our work really is if we model explicitly for students what high quality service projects look like, and we walk them through the process from start to finish what service projects should be, that by the time they get to 8th grade, they'll have a solid understanding of what a service project, whether it's direct or indirect, should look like within the community, the impact that it has on a local and a global scale, and we're going to increase the output of what our students have here at the middle school.
Hi everyone, I'm here to present about the 6th grade community project. It really was kind of a passion project, being able to work directly with our community get in touch with some people, see what they need throughout the community. Student choice and student voice was especially important for this one. So we provided students with 4 different options that they could vote for. We did Bobby and the Strays, which is an animal shelter, the Long Beach Soup Kitchen, Birthday Wishes, which provides birthday parties for underprivileged children, as well as the Long Beach Cleanup. It was an opportunity to give students a way to collaborate and think about how we could better serve our community while also being able to choose. With our vote, which was very exciting. The kids were very excited when they saw that Bobby and the Strays was the clear winner. And it was all about the animals. They were so excited and they got straight to work. They started creating materials. But before we went in to do that, we had to craft a proposal. What was really great about this 6th grade project is that it really reflects the 8th grade project. So independently, once they get into 8th grade, they should be able to do this proposal. And we followed those same steps, but we did it as a whole class so that it could really represent and show what our plans were and how we wanted to move forward as a group. So that hopefully in 7th grade, as a team, they can do that. And then independently, once they get to 8th grade, the expectations were clear and they were able to show this and then get it approved so that we could begin our process in getting supplies for Bobby and the Strays. Through the long process, the students made flyers, they worked together, they made sure that every single student was held accountable and each student had a job. This whole school was filled with flyers of Bobby and the Strays. Other kids that weren't in 6th grade were probably like, what is going on with these kids? It was just crazy, but it was also very exciting. We had kickoff events for it. And the best part was at the end when we collected over 90 items, the kids actually were able to bring these items to Bobby and the Strays, really seeing what impact they had on these animals. So they got to see that not only did they do this, but it was actually serving for a greater good. Next on, I believe the next slide is going to be a video of actual 6th graders that are now in 7th grade and the impacts that this actually had, because you guys don't want to listen to my voice, you want to listen to theirs.
The voting impacted me in a positive way, so I could choose what I want to do instead of being forced to do something that I didn't want to. I was really excited that we chose Bobby and the Strays because it's always for the animals. The animals are key in our lives. The reading journal helped me reflect by showing me new ideas that I could use for the project. The 6th grade project helped me prepare for the 7th grade project because it honestly helped me gather the confidence to either present my own ideas or even do something that I thought I'd never had the courage to do before.
I like the community project because it made bigger bonds with our classmates and we made the community a better place.
Clearly this was really impactful for students and hopefully they were able to carry these lessons into their 7th grade project. It's really exciting being able to watch it begin again. It looks like we're going to be serving posh pets. These kids really love the animals, man. So hopefully it's going to be a great process once again. But moving on to that is our 7th grade.
Thank you for having us tonight. The 7th grade is a lead off of the 6th grade experience in order to help prepare students move into the 8th grade where they'll work more independently. The difference between the 6th and 7th grade is that as 7th grade students, they work within their teams to do one service project in a smaller environment rather than as a whole grade. Part of what's different with the 6th and 7th grade is that one of our focus areas in the 7th grade is to think about the why behind the project. A lot of our work in 7th grade has to do with the military and service members and looking at American history and how our military has served our communities. And so as 7th graders, we think about what kind of role does the military play in our lives and how can we give that to others within our community. So Team 7-1 in the beginning of the school year works on the Field of Honor project. So everybody has seen the fields of flags around our community in front of the administration building, at other school buildings. But what they don't see is within our classrooms, we're doing a lot of reading with nonfiction and fiction text related to military and the role that they're playing within our culture and in our communities, not only with their experience as military members at war, but also as they come home and they serve our communities as they're living within our world at home. And so this gives students an opportunity to understand how we can give back to others who have served us, and think about why do we select different service projects that we may want to choose. As seventh graders then move through the school year, the other teams will continue to work on projects. 7-2 last year worked at Memorial Day on poppy projects, so they researched the history behind the poppy and what the poppy symbolizes within our world and why we see those within our community at Memorial Day. And then they built their own poppies using pieces of tissue paper and pipe cleaners, thank you. And then they were able to pass those out within our school community and at veteran organizations in order to let the community know that we're supporting them within our school building. 7-3 this year is going to be doing a service project in the next few weeks where we're going to be recognizing veterans that are currently living in our community, and we're going to title that Hearts of Heroes. And right around Valentine's Day, we're going to ask our students to bring in pictures and names of current military members within our community so we can honor them within our school building. And then utilizing our advisory period, we're going to be creating cards to send out to those veterans to let them know that we honor them and that we're committed to supporting them within our school community here. Our hope is that as students move out of 7th grade and into the 8th grade, understanding the reason why we're selecting the projects that we're selecting will help them to think about what kind of experiences have they had, what do they see within our community that's important to them, and how can they bring their own work out into the world. One of the major reasons that we selected the community service projects to highlight tonight was that at the heart of MYP is really thinking about how is it that what we're doing in school translates into our own world and into our own lives. So how can we take what we've learned as communicators, as collaborators, as reflective individuals, and take those skills that we have strengthened within our work and bring that out into the world in order to make us more productive members of our own communities. And so the IB MYP community projects are really there for students to think about what can we take that we've learned within our own school building and bring that out into the world. And so as students have learned how to go through the process in 6th grade and think about the meaning behind the projects in 7th grade, they should be better equipped to do this more individually with guidance from staff members in the 8th grade. And so as they move into 8th grade, students work with groups of their choice or as individuals, guided by adult advisors within the school building in order to culminate their NYP learning through service projects in the community. And students have the opportunity to propose projects of their own in order to think about what matters to me and what do I care about that I want to give back to within our world, using all of the different skills and all of the different traits and the lessons that I've taken in order to put those to use in our community. Some examples, we had students that go into our community centers in order to bring holiday cheer to our seniors in our community. We've had students that have created virtual playlists in order to bring songs into the, I think they brought it into the Grandel, and they had community centers where the elderly were able to come and listen to the students playing. We have students that work within our school community in order to take the MYP and enhance it so that it's more visible and so that students understand how we're using this within our world and why this might be important, and showcasing some of the work that we're doing. And here with us tonight, we have Matthew Ragona, Levi, and Kieran in order to share their experience this year so far, taking what they have worked on in school and bring that back out into the community. So I'm going to hand the floor over to them to share some of the work that they've done.
So with our project, we worked on testing how mung beans and daphnia are affected with nitrates. We received data from Tana Hempstead through contacting Cassidy. She's at the data center for Tana Hempstead, and we took that data and compared it to what our findings are, the daphnia and mung beans, and we are seeing how, if these trends continue, how they could possibly get dangerous to humans and plants in the waters. We want to at the end of this, create a pamphlet or some sort of letter out to inform people of how they could possibly decrease their usage of nitrates and hot waters, and why it is important that we stop dangerous runoff.
So it took a lot of preparation, just like ideas of brainstorming, just to get to our project idea. And we got to a lot of this from past projects, like an HD. May not have a direct point of actually using the same project or topic as an HD, but the organization that it taught us really helped us organize all the information we have our graphs and everything like that. National Junior Honor Society helped us manage our time perfectly, because National Junior Honor Society we do community service, and with the community service you can manage out your schedule, and MIP you also have to do that with meeting up with your team, and that helped us a lot. And the field of honor, even the community projects like that taught us to work as a team, helped us build our teamwork skills. Just every project we do helps us build up more so we can be better for projects like this that help us for the future and even longer. And you guys may be thinking like, how does this affect us after middle school, and that will affect us to, I guess, think how to learn, like think outside the box and stay organized, and it'll also help us be a better human overall, because when you get to the high school and you learn and you do IB courses, you need to learn how to be a good teammate and work well with people, and it will help you be a good and well-rounded student. The MIP project will help me set a plan so I can prepare for high school and just be a better student overall. So.
Bobby the Stray has a community service to help out stray cats and dogs and donate stuff like
food, blankets, dog bowls, leashes, litter, all that kind of stuff.
the best part of the service project was just working together for like a school project, but it's actually helping people and animals outside of school for a good cause.
The Field of Honor Service project was important to me because it helped me show my respect for America and its veterans.
I think service projects are a valuable experience because it shows how the community can get together and help each other, and just like even little things like just holding a door open, or the biggest things like putting flags up on the front lawn of middle school. It was really awesome, so I love that we got together.
For our service project, our team created poppies for National Poppy Day.
For this project, we used tissue paper and pipe cleaners to create poppy flowers.
The poppies are a symbol of soldiers that gave their lives for this country.
Our team created over 700 poppies for all of the students and teachers in this school.
After handing out all the poppies, the extras were donated to our local American Legions unit.
The best part of the service project was seeing all of the people wear the poppies in remembrance of these soldiers, and going home and explaining to family members at our house what those poppies meant.
Our MIP Community Service Project was about teaching the Lido Elementary School students about beach safety.
This is so important to us because we live in a beach community where the beach plays such a big aspect in our lives.
The best part about our community service project was being able to go into Lido Elementary and teach all the kids about beach safety.
This is such a valuable experience because we get to make sure that the kids have a fun and safe summer.
All right, so I just want to start first by just saying to our 8th grade students, amazing job. Again, this exemplifies what you described today is a high quality project that's geared from 8th grade students. It's interdisciplinary in nature, and so I'm very excited to see what the results are of your project and see you present at the end of this year. So nice job. And so yeah, all this work really is built on building community within your school and inclusivity within your school. And it's something you could feel. When the students participate in these projects, you feel it. You see the signs in the hallway, you see the students decorating the building, you see them working with their teachers hand in hand on the project, and it really is beautiful to see. Just really quickly, I know it's been a long presentation, but just some things to highlight that we're really excited about. New additions for this year. We're really partnering our student organization with other students who are going to need service project ideas. So, starting with just Mr. Krem, Mr. Petty, Ms. Healy, and Ms. Callahan, they've done a great job over the past 2 years in working with different community partnerships and identifying a need within the community that we're going to begin to pair students that are struggling to find a project idea or struggling to get the ball rolling to ensure that all students are participating in the greatest capacity possible in this project. So the SO this year has developed quite a few partnerships, and there's a significant need out in the community. And our intention is to pair students up that are struggling to find a project so they can successfully participate in this as well. And we're also really excited about some of the service within the district, particularly from the secondary level to the elementary level. We've always had a 6th grade Ancient Egypt museum, which is beautiful. The library turns into a museum. This year we opened it up for the first time to parents at night. But we also opened it up for 4 days for 5th grade students to come from each elementary school. And so not only did they see the work, and were the teachers hand in hand with the students, our 6th grade teachers introducing themselves, showcasing the work, but I'm proud to say that we did have 6th grade students that served as tour guides. And so they greeted the students, and they didn't just talk to them about what was built, they talked to them about what they learned, what the learning process was for them through the journey. And the 5th grade students left excited to be part of the middle school next year. Again, there was a chance for our 6th grade students to make their learning visible for elementary students. And our 5th grade students coming in know what the expectation is for the social studies work in the project. And they left excited, they felt included, and it was really beautiful to see our 6th grade students vocalize their learning and continue to build that community in Long Beach. So that's all we have. Thank you all.
Thank you. Some comments?
Yeah, sure. So I think I say it every board meeting, like it's always a highlight for the students to come and speak to us. No offense, teachers, we love hearing from you guys. But students, I know you guys want to get out, it's cold out. But I just want to tell you how much you are so impressive to all of us. The way you communicated your thoughts, your feelings, the whole entire process of your project. You could see the passion that you had within you to do such a project. And it actually made me think about something that the town of Hempstead is doing. And I actually pulled it up on my phone. Kind of goes along with what you were talking about, where you want to alert the community about the nitrate runoff. The town of Hempstead is actually giving out grants to people who would like to create native gardens. Because you're saying native gardens actually diminish the amount of the nitrates and fertilizer runoff. So I'm sure you guys can look it up if you want to. It could be an added to your project, but that's another great way that you can work together and add to your community. I guess I'm just bringing that up because you talked a lot about life skills and how you're connecting them to the community. And you guys are in middle school and you're basically doing the same thing that people in government are doing right now. So I really want to thank you for taking the time to explain all of that. And I can't wait to see what else you guys have in store for us. Speaking of those community projects, it really is wonderful to hear when a project touches a child's heart. You talked about the Egyptian Museum and how we think of it as so simple as just bringing the kids over. So the little kids the 5th graders can see it, but it's not simple. It's something that's so meaningful because you're letting them know that they matter. And you're allowing the 6th graders to show that they are leaders to other kids. So it's a beautiful thing that you're doing, and I love to watch how it's going to progress throughout the years. I love how you guys are showing that a student's voice counts, no matter what, and you're trying to find different ways in helping them to show that their voice counts. I love listening to how you're going to actually help other kids get involved in the teamwork that you guys are so strongly talking about, how you're going to spread that out with other students who may not always be so willing to be part of a team or know how. It's just wonderful to see all the great things that you guys are doing. And thank you for taking the time to share it with us. And I don't know if you know this, but I am an avid animal lover. So when you brought up Bobby on the streets, you had me.
Well, hashtag this year.
Oh, good. I actually have 3 dogs from them, so. Thank you.
I can attest to Ms. Conway because she always has dog hair on her, so she's definitely an animal lover. Sorry. Great job presenting. Great job to the staff and to everyone who's involved. My 8th grader is in the room. Great work. So I'll tell you something. Being a role model is not a job you can choose to take, right? Someone selects you to do it. And what you're doing up there is becoming role models for other kids. What we're doing here on the board is and the teachers and the staff, the administration, it's not about tests. I mean, that's a big part of it, tests, and curriculum, and all these other things. But our goal is to prepare you for life, give you experiences, have you overcome challenges, move on so you can be successful as adults once you leave school, right? And I think this is a true testament to how we prepare you guys for the future. So great job to everybody, and great job public speaking.
Thank you.
I'm just going to echo basically what everybody has said already. I think the thing that most impresses me about this, and everything that you're doing, all of those projects are wonderful. You have a lot of animal lovers up here, and when you were talking about going to Bobby and the Strays, we're all like, oh. And one of the things about that is sometimes you have kids who have dogs and cats and pets at home, and they easily embrace that. But then you have the kids who don't have that, and so it's a good opportunity for kids to get to know the animal world from the other side. So that's really nice. But I just want to say, I'm so impressed that you already have the feeling of community. And that is important. We don't live in a vacuum. We have our own homes, and our homes are important, and our families are important. But we need to take that feeling out into the world. And this is your community. And the fact that you're starting there and bringing your projects out into the world is very impressive and very mature. And it's wonderful to hear your passion for that. So keep it up, guys. And thank you for sharing with us tonight.
I just want to thank you and the teachers for coming out tonight. What impressed me most about the presentation was the cross-discipline. I saw social studies, I saw science, I saw English language arts, I saw art, the making of the poppies. So it was nice to see the interdisciplinary work involved. Could somebody please tell me, going back to the first slide, why program was spelled the way it was?
Program.
No, I want a student. It was spelled P-R-O-G-R-A-M-M-E. Why? Dun 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 dun. I suspect because of the European influence of the program. The program stems from Europe, and the program is spelled that way because that's the originated form of the program. But once again, thank you for coming out on a cold night. I enjoyed your presentations. I look forward to hearing from you guys in the high schools. I suspect you'll be at future board meetings and leaders in the high school in the years to come. I thank the teachers for your efforts in getting the kids here tonight and getting them where the slides indicated they are. Thank you.
I don't have anything to add other than thank you, gentlemen. You did a beautiful job. You were excellent public speakers. It is not easy to get up and speak in front of everyone. So thank you for that. And thank you to the teachers, the vice principal, where I don't know where he's hiding over there. I can't see you. You're right behind the podium. But thank you for the beautiful presentation. And I too, you had me at dogs. You lost me there. That was fabulous. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Another dog lover here at Cats. I have many, my house is like a farm. But thank you for everything that you did today. You did a great job. And you are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but I totally understand if you have a better thing to do. So you can feel free to jump out if you want to. Yeah. Thank you again. Oh, yeah.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to talk about central support this evening with a spotlight on our facilities functions. So when we talk about central support, we're talking about all of the functions that begin A1. It's what we call the 1000 series functions. It's what supports all of our district operations. And what we don't have in this total is A1620, A1621, and A1680. 1620 and 21 we're going to talk about in a future slide. That's our operations and our maintenance on the facilities side. And 1680 we spoke about already. That's our technology infrastructure. So what it includes all the offices at our central administration building in terms of the functions that we perform, whether it's curriculum, business office, HR office, and then things like legal services and insurance, as well as the Board of Education, our district meetings, and superintendent's office. You see here an increase of about 3.2%, and which amounts to about $163,000 increase there. Why is it going up, and what does this funding include? We have insurance premium increases. NYSER is our insurance company, New York State Insurance Reciprocal, the acronym NYSER, and we are having to shoulder some premium increases that are projected for next year. BOE some cooperative service lines, some up to 5%, going up, projected to go up. And then Long Beach Civil Service, we have to pay part of the Long Beach Civil Service office for the functions that they perform on behalf of our civil service employees in Long Beach, and that is projected to go up as well. All the other codes within those A1000 functions remain stable with just some minor adjustments up and down. Our facilities functions include two. It's 1620, which is our operations. It's going up about 8%. And I'll talk a little bit about why that's going up. And maintenance, just about 5%. A short way of trying to distinguish between operations and maintenance. The operations is everything on the inside. So for example, our cleaning staff, custodians, the utility bills, things that keep our buildings on the inside operating properly. And then the maintenance is the outside. So our mechanics, our grounds, everything having to do with what's outside of our building. So the proposed budget for 26-27 on the operations side includes funding for an additional cleaner at the high school so that the night custodian can more fully supervise the night cleaners. And that's something that we started in the middle of the current year based on some feedback that we received from the building community over at the high school that we really needed full-time supervision. We have several night cleaners, and that's when the bulk of the work was performed. In the evenings, they start at about 2:30 after the kids are, just as the kids are getting ready to leave. And we felt that having the custodian there who, up until mid-year, had some sections to actually clean, was better if that night custodian really was full-time supervision, checking on all the sections, making sure that everything was done properly. And so we needed to hire an additional cleaner there and put that in the budget for next year. We also added some additional security staff at the elementary buildings based on feedback that we received from our elementary buildings, that we really should have security staff there after the regular school day to be on site when we have our extra school or after school activities. And we started that at the beginning of this school year, but it wasn't in the current year budget, so we wanted to add that into the next year budget as well. Vendor repair services, which involves anytime we bring in a business to perform services in the district, they're considered a vendor. And we do see some increases both on the operations and on the maintenance side due to our aging infrastructure and just our rise in costs. So we have a budget driver there in terms of those line items, A1620.431, and that same object code 431, but also on the maintenance side, A1621. We've included funding for energy cost increases for natural gas and electricity that we expect to see. And we're also going to replace a van that some of our operations staff uses. So there's money in there to replace that van. On the maintenance side, now again going to A1621, it includes funding for a new Kubota, which is good timing because we use that for snow removal. It's a smaller truck that's used to get into tighter spaces. And we actually had more money in the current year budget for equipment on the maintenance side. So an overall reduction there helped to offset some other increases in projected staff compensation. Again, our budget calendar, we're in the beginning stages of budget development. It's January, so we have another couple months of presentations. Our next board meeting, we'll start talking about our curriculum. Then we'll go into elementary, secondary, and then PPS. On April 14th is our budget adoption. May 12th, the week before the budget vote is the budget hearing, and then the budget vote trustee election, May 19th, which is always the third Tuesday in May. Comments and questions from the board first, please?
I'll just say thank you for always keeping us updated, and it's a long process, and the fact that you break it down and simplify it for us makes it much easier to understand. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, Michael, as always, thank you so much for always explaining everything so well and so detailed. My big concern, and I know it has nothing to do with really us, is the energy cost increases for natural gas and electricity.
Yep.
I don't know, I know that it's going up and up and up. What do we have planned to help protect us from any surges in gas prices or electricity? I know we have solar. Are there any other plans we have to help lower those costs at all?
Well, not at the moment. You know, several years ago, we did an energy, we had our energy program where we were able to use the savings that we did when we replaced some of the lights and we went to LEDs. We did better insulation in our buildings to fund new roofs. We had 2 new roofs that we used with that money. Of course, you mentioned the solar. We have solar on all of our buildings. So we did that recently. You know, that was maybe about 6 years, maybe until we did that. So we're always open to things that are coming, but there's nothing really planned at this point. You know, we do have that energy study that we've been working on regarding the buses. So that is something that is in the works on the energy side, but it's really just, you know, making sure that we, you know, do what we can to just be efficient, but there's nothing special that I can name.
Thank you. Also for the snow removal, we really have to thank our staff for cleaning all that snow. That must have been some major job to do.
Yeah, thank you. And I will share, we know sometimes we get some nice emails from families, community members, and we did get a nice email today, positive feedback about what a great job the crew did over here at the Lido complex in terms of just the grounds and the pathways and the roadways and the parking lot. So it's always appreciated, and I will pass that along. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? No? We all set? I think we're up to student organization announcements. Yeah. He's not here tonight, right? So nobody's voting here. Okay. Questions and comments from the public for tonight's agenda only. Edward Verona.
Hello, good evening. Just briefly wanted to make some comments about the proposed code of conduct, which I've commented for the past few meetings, and that it seems that at this meeting on the agenda is a final adoption of the code of conduct. I would encourage the school board to table this adoption, and I think, as I've said in the past, I think we need to go back to the drawing board on the code of conduct and prioritize order, prioritize proper discipline, as well as removing the term restorative justice from the code of conduct, as well as ensuring that we're in compliance with recent executive orders, as well as guidance from the Department of Education regarding school discipline. And so I think that the changes that are being proposed are insufficient, and that we need to comprehensively look at the code of conduct, engaging the community through speaking to current parents, as well as even students, and really taking a comprehensive look. Thank you.
That's it for this evening? Okay. Approval of minutes for executive session and regular meetings, January 13th, 2026.
Motion.
Second. Any discussion? Mr. Pinto?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes.
Doc?
Yes.
Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Presentations of the superintendent.
Thank you. I'd ask the board to consider item 1, certificated personnel.
Motion made.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Pinto?
Congratulations to our retirees, and I vote yes.
Yes, and I would just like to thank all of the retirees for all of their dedication to our students, and I wish them the best of luck in their retirement. And I vote yes.
Doc?
I vote yes.
Ms. Belsey?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes.
Item 2, non-certificated personnel.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Mr. Pinto?
I'd like to congratulate our retiree for her great work in the district, and I vote yes.
Ms. Conlon?
I vote yes.
Doc?
Yes.
Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Item 3 is the second reading of policy 5681, a new policy on the creation of school district safety plans. No action is necessary. And I'd ask the board to consider items 4 through 10 together.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Pinto?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes.
Doc?
Yes.
Ms. Belsey?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, Board of Ed, any new or old business to discuss?
Ms. Pace?
Yeah.
Hi. Okay, wait. Okay. I just really, first I want to thank all of our bus drivers for their dedication to our students. I watched them drive around this morning and they really maneuvered very well around traffic and they took their time. And I know that they were really considering everybody's safety, so please give them my thank yous for that. I'd also like to remind everybody about the middle school musical that's coming up in February. Do we know the title?
Once upon a mattress.
Oh, Once Upon a Mattress. That's exciting. So those are always wonderful plays I look forward to. It's a musical. And that's it for me. Thank you. Stay warm, everybody.
Anybody else? Questions and comments from the public? Edward Verona.
Good evening again. So I have a question of, does the school district allow biological men to play in women's sports?
The district follows the state laws governing athletics. Do we have any, I don't know the answer to that right now, but we follow the state laws on athletics, which currently does not.
Okay, so if a biological man wanted to play a woman's sport, that the school district would have no problem with that.
There's certain procedures that the athletic director would go through to get that approved, but I believe that's the state law that we have.
Can you go into some detail about those procedures?
I can get back to you on it, I don't know them off the top of my head.
Okay, if you can please do that. And then same thing about, do we allow biological men to use women's restrooms as well as women's locker rooms?
So I don't think we've had issue with that, Eddie, because we renovated all of the bathrooms in the high school over the past 5 years. They're all single room bathrooms now. I honestly don't think we have any issue with that.
But include, like, are the locker rooms still communal?
They're still single. Mr. DeVito, help me out with this. I haven't been in a locker room in a while. There's still
have-
single gender.
Right, yeah, we still have locker rooms broken out into the men's and women's locker rooms. And that is in the process of having a renovation in terms of the capital projects that are underway for the next couple of years. We're going to be renovating those
And would those renovations have separate changing stalls for individual students or still?
We haven't completed the designs on that yet, but I know we are considering different options, including private types of facilities, perhaps shower area or changing areas, with being under consideration at the moment.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. DeVito. The reason why I ask these questions to the board is because of the federal government has repeatedly stated through executive orders, through guidance, that Title IX prohibits biological men from both participating in women's sports, entering women's bathrooms, and using women's locker rooms. The district has repeatedly, through Dr. Gallagher, told me that, as she did tonight, that we're following state law. However, state law does not trump federal law. And right now, Belmore Merritt is currently facing a probe from the Department of Education Civil Rights Division for these specific policies. So the argument that we are just following state law, I don't think will hold up in a federal civil rights probe. And I strongly encourage the district to reevaluate those policies. Thank you.
Does anyone else? Susanna, is that it? Okay. Announcements, Long Beach Classroom Teachers Association. Good, thank you. Administrative Supervisory, PPS. LBSCI. They're right here. PTA. All set? Can I get a motion to?
Motion.
Second. Thank you.
Aye.
We adjourn.
Aye.
Stay warm. Thank
All in
you.
favor?
All in favor? Aye.